If you give me 8 minutes, I'm going to show you how to change your CV and your cover letter to increase the amount of interviews you're getting by about 2 to 3 times. And what we do in this video is we're just tailoring your CV and your cover letter to be exactly what the hiring managers are looking for and what the AI is looking for if it's scanning through your CV. So my name is Keen. own a marketing community with over 130 members in Ireland and the UK. So I have a lot of experience in this. I've also owned a marketing business. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to give you a free tool in here as well to try automate this process for you. But yeah, enough of me talking. Let's get into it. So I tend to break roles into two different categories. So corporate and smaller businesses. So you can apply to both, but you're going to apply to them differently. So I'm going to go into marketing because that's typically what I do my education on. So you'll see some companies like Ryanair or recruiters. Now recruiters are obviously hiring on behalf of someone else, but you can go into these companies and look at the number of employees they have. And if it's less than 500, so you can see here they're 1 to 5,000. If it's less than 500, you can apply the small way. And if it's more than 500, apply the corporate way. So here is a quick tool that I'll recommend to you. So this is a tool that I'll leave in the description so you can take a look at. And there's two buttons. So it's tailor my CV or tailor my cover letter or write a cover letter. You paste in the job description, your current CV, and then some bits about yourself. And it will tailor the CV for you to that job description. Same with the cover letter. And basically what this is doing is there's two sides to this, as I said. There's corporate and there's small businesses. So you can go into jobs and you can take a look in here. And obviously, Ryanair is going to be a bigger business. You can take a look at this company, go in here, and how you know whether it falls into which category, it's the number of employees. So if they have less than 500 employees, it's a smaller business. If it has more than 500, it's a bigger corporate business. So what does the differences mean? So if you are applying to a corporate position, they will have so many applicants that they have AI in place to review your CV. So what you want to do is you want to be tailoring your CV to hit the keywords that are in here. So let's say, for example, you're applying for a meta ads role. They may be looking for meta ads experience. They may be looking for your creative experience, your data analytics experience, and then your copywriting experience. So you want to exclusively talk about that in your CV when you apply to these roles, because you want the AI to be thinking, he's hit all the keywords here and he's talking specifically about that. But the problem for us is we're writing one CV and we're trying to show all of our different skills and we're trying to put all the different hats on that we don't really look like an expert in any of them. So we want to look like an expert in the particular skills for the job we're applying to. Now, if it's with a smaller business, kind of a similar thing. You just want, in the corporate, you want the AI to look at the CV and go, there's a perfect fit here. The same thing for smaller. You want a hiring manager to look at your CV and be like, this is a perfect fit. This person is talking majorly in his CV about the skills that we want to see. So I think this probably is worth an interview. And you look like more of an expert when you only talk about a certain number of skills. If you talk about 15 different skills, you look like you're kind of mediocre at all of them. If you talk about 3, that looks like all your experiences in there. So it's just reframing your CV to appeal more to these hiring managers. So your cover letter then is just backing this up. It's just talking more about it and it's being more particular to the skills. Now, so what is the difference? We haven't really said too much of a difference between the corporate and the smaller businesses. When you're talking to smaller businesses, you can use more personality. So if you're going towards corporate businesses, your CV probably needs to look as it is now, black and white, just talking about your skills. But when you're talking to a smaller business, they want to see your personality. They want to see your creativity, especially if it's for a marketing role. And you want to show more about yourself, especially in your cover letter as well. So this is a great example of a corporate CV. It's black and white. There's a summary, education, work experience, extracurriculars, languages. It's all on one page. The only thing that's missing here is linking in a portfolio where you can talk more about, or you can show more of your skills. There's another video, which I'll try pop on the screen now about that. I'm making that portfolio. This is a corporate one. Now I'm going to show you some different styles of small business CVs you can have. So as I said, with a small business, you can show more personality. You can be a bit more yourself and be a bit more out there and less professional. So I'm going to show you this video here of this girl who sent a full email to a company. And you can see the way she's writing it here. I'm getting in touch because I'm dreaming of a seat at the emerge table, but dreaming doesn't get you anywhere. So I'm shooting my shot. Why me? And she has her CV included at the bottom. This is exactly what I'm talking about when I'm saying be a bit more out there, be a bit more towards these smaller businesses, and you can show a bit more of your personality because that's what they want to see. So let me play this. I'll mute it first.
Of how I got my Okay, so you guys wanted to see an example of how I got my job, so I thought I'd show you the exact email, cover letter, and CV which I sent to Emerge. So I started off with a really strong subject line, proposal to hustle, which is going to cut through the noise of a super busy inbox. And then I just kept it really concise, short, punchy sentences, which don't just demonstrate why you want to be in PR, but they work to demonstrate exactly why you want to work for that specific company. I acknowledge that I know they're not hiring, but why that I have the passion and energy that means they should give me the time of day to just meet with me or, make the time to find out more about me. And then this is the CV which I created with the Edit Anything tool. I'll do a separate tutorial on how I did that.
So you see here is Ashling has, who I am, my journey so far. It's more colorful. It shows all about her.
But this gives you a sense of what I created. So it's about who I am, how am I going to add to that culture of that company, where have I been, what are my achievements, and then it's more about what I do best and what I can bring to the company. Again, it's all super top line, but it just gives them an understanding of your energy. And then here you'll see Emily's reply, which is everything I needed to know, which was,
So that's what I mean. Be a bit more out there. Go try make a creative CV. Use your design skills in order to make that and show that to them. So that's the differences. The big tip for me is tailor it to everyone and try use the tool that I gave you to just make it a little bit easier on yourself. Um, just by pasting it in here. Obviously, do make changes yourself too. This is just to help you. But that's my big difference changer to you. If you feel like you're lacking skills and you are not able to make a portfolio or your CV isn't really that impressive, and potentially that's why you are not getting people replying back to you, I run a marketing training program. If you would like to join, it is completely free at the moment and it's not loading up. We have a full community of people in here, introductions and having calls with me. And I post in here every single day. And there's a classroom full of lessons about meta ads, Google ads, how to make creatives, how to do messaging, how to get hired. We do 2 free one-on-one calls at the moment if you join. Over 130 members, mainly in Ireland and the UK. So if you're looking to build out your portfolio, have a community of people very similar to yourself looking for jobs in the marketing industry, join. There'll be a link in the description. So thank you very much.